What's up everybody, it's Man of Low Moral Fiber here. My name's Luke, and this is the first of what will hopefully be a series of videos where I play through Ultimate Vault Hunter mode at Overpower level 8 with Melee Zer0, start to finish. So what I just did was reset Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, and when you do that, it starts you right outside Liarsburg. I'll go ahead and show you the gear and skill build I'll be using for this whole series. I'll change my auxiliary weapons and my element, or my relic element from time to time. But I will be using primarily melee from now until we get to the warrior. And maybe eventually I'll knock out the side quest as well. But for now, we'll just be sticking to main quest. And this episode will cover, from here on to getting past Captain Flynt and moving on to the next area. So right now I'm waiting for the quest objective to update to defend Claptrap so that I don't have to end up killing these bully monks twice. If you kill them before that, it'll have you kill a few more before you're actually ready to progress in the story here. And Claptrap actually won't talk to Hammerlock until you kill X amount more bully mongs after it says defend Claptrap. Same with this section here, you actually have to wait until Hammerlock requests you to kill all of the marauders and bandits in Liarsburg. Because if you just go take them out now, you'll kill them and it'll be fun, but Hammerlock won't count that as you clearing the town, and you'll have to kill X amount more after that to go ahead and progress the quest. I'm not sure how many marauders you actually have to kill here. I think it's about 8. We'll count them. So now I got the quest objective to update. There's 1. Looks like we got a second one. I think there's 8. I don't know. So that's 3 so far. They spawn out of these little doors in the buildings. You can kind of predict where they're going to come from and everything, so they don't gang up on you. At Overpower level 8, you have to worry about being surrounded from all sides quite a bit. There's 4 and 5. Now we have 6, 7, and a couple bully mongs to take out now. I guess it's more than 8. Looks like we'll end up with 9 or 10 guys, I guess, when all's said and done. That was 8. This will be 9. So I guess it's 9 guys. Hammerlock has you kill 9 guys. I think Claptrap has you kill about 5 bully mongs. But if you kill them before the quest objective updates, you'll have to kill that many more after that. Anywho, we'll go ahead and speed through this part now because there's no actual gameplay going on in this little staged scene. Obviously, you probably know what this is. It's where Hammerlock puts Claptrap's eye back in and then eventually turns back on power to Liarsburg. So we're just going to get through this, fast forwarding at about 4 times speed now. Now when the game first came out, I was actually playing on Xbox 360 because that's what my friends who were getting the game were going to play on and everything. So I was going to play through with them, and we went and picked it up at midnight. And we played through from when we got home at around 12:30. Maybe it was about 1. We might have got some food beforehand. But then we played all the way straight through till Bunker before they actually gave up and went to bed. And then I played all the way through the Warrior after that, solo. So I actually ended up going through the whole game in one night. And every time I restart the game, I think back to that like, oh, am I really going to play through this whole thing again? And I think I've played through the storyline of Borderlands 2 far too many times at this point. But it's still fun to me, and I still enjoy doing it, which is kind of the reason for this series. Now you actually have to wait for it to defend Claptrap again for the quest update to defend Claptrap, or once again you will have to kill extras of these guys. I'm not really trying to kill too many extra enemies right now. I'm just trying to get through the quest and move on to Captain Flynt. So then Claptrap will roll through here. You can go ahead and get started on the next area because you have to kill quite a few guys in the next area before Claptrap will actually let you move on, or the game will actually let you move on. So you can go ahead of Claptrap and kill the first wave. I actually didn't do that here. I guess I forgot. But these guys can be kind of irritating for Melee Zer0 because some of these textures and little floors don't actually strip your shield when you use a chain lightning at your feet, which is extremely aggravating, and it's part of the reason why I'm just taking these guys out with a Norfleet right now, so that I don't have to not strip my shield with the chain lightning and take a little extra time doing that, because that's irritating. But that's what rocket launchers are for, I guess, situations where, it might be irritating to melee. Got an Ironclad Lunatic, we'll obviously melee him because he resists fire. except in the head. If you shoot him in the head with a fire sniper rifle, he's actually weak to fire. Doesn't have to be a sniper rifle. It can be any other gun that doesn't have splash damage and is actually able to get critical hits. Like you couldn't get a critical hit with the fire slow hand. So don't use a fire slow hand on an ironclad lunatic. But other fire weapons, if you aim for the head, you can take them out just as quick as regular psychos. For the most part, I think they have a little bit more health. So we're going to go ahead and kill Boom Bewm now. What I do for Boom Bewm is actually run up behind the Big Bertha cannon because it allows you to get some damage on it before it's actually able to spin around and shoot you. Being that it's almost impossible to melee the Big Bertha cannon, I will be taking it out with the Norfleet as well. I really wish it was possible for you to actually get an execute on the cannon, but if you've ever tried it, you probably know that you just slide past it and can't actually hit it. So I'll go ahead and get some kunai on the cannon and the little boom. Go ahead and shoot off a couple Norfleet shots. 2 Norfleet shots, even at overpower level 8, is enough to kill the cannon easily enough. So once I do that, try to get slag on the mini bosses and take them out with some executes. There we go, we got max damage cap on both of them, visually at least. That was pretty cool. When you do hit the visual damage cap, which is very easy to do at overpower level 8, even though the game is only displaying 1 billion damage, it's actually calculating and doing more than 1 billion damage to the enemies, which is really good because some enemies actually have more than 1 billion health when you're landing those plus 1 billion shots, so something to look out for there. Alright. Now, you don't have to kill any of these guys, actually, so I'm just going to kill one for movement speed bonus and then try to get through the area and move on to Captain Flynt's ship and eventually work my way up to kill him. If you guys are interested in this series, please let me know. It takes a little bit more time than some of the other videos I make from time to time, but it is definitely very fun for me. I like to run through the storyline, but I'd have to know that there's interest in it for me to go ahead and try to complete it, the whole story and everything. So if you guys like this video, please let me know in the comments or a message or something. I'd appreciate that. So I'm going to go ahead and grenade jump that little wall there, which allows you to get through just a little bit quicker. During this playthrough, I'll be sure to share all the little skips and tricks that I know with you to get through the storyline or make things go a little bit faster. I try to do that with most of my videos, is give you guys, informative commentary and an insight as to what I'm actually doing. So we're going to run up here now. You actually don't have to kill any of these guys to get through this. It's fun to kill them sometimes, but sometimes you're just looking to do it quickly for whatever reason. So once you get up here, you don't have to kill these guys either. You can actually just jump on this little trash can and get up on this roof. Sometimes you have to, or if you don't do that, you actually have to kill about 3 guys and then a badass that pops out of that little shipping container to get past him. And that takes a little bit of time, so we're just going to get up here and try to kill Claptrap's captors and the people who are holding him hostage up here. Sometimes these guys can spawn as like 3 scavengers or something, and it can be a little bit more difficult. That was a pretty easy spawn right there, so it wasn't too bad. Sometimes I wait for an enemy to strip my shield and then melee them, so I make sure that I'll kill them and never dip below where they can actually kill me. Because if you melee spam sometimes, they won't actually strip your shield at a time when it's going to be appropriate for you, and they can actually out melee spam you and end up taking you down. So sometimes when there's just one enemy like that, I'll let him strip my shield and then I'll melee him. And that usually results in either them dying right away or them staggering back and dying on the second hit, which is a lot better than them, taking you down and having to get a second wind off them. Scavengers have that backpack and other kind of just weirdness to them that can sometimes block and execute. And so sometimes I will take my kunai and strip my shield before I throw the kunai and try to kill the scavengers with just kunai, because that splash damage with the boosted roid from the roid shield with the kunai will kill them most of the time, especially if they're slag before you throw the kunai. What I'm going to do now is this little skip, which allows me to get up to the lever that Claptrap asked you to use to hoist his elevator a lot faster than if you walked all the way around, and you have to deal with a lot less enemies that way as well. Eventually the controls will turn green. You can go ahead and hoist them up, and then you can actually get into Captain Flynt's area before Claptrap gets there as well, which will allow you to get down to the base of the ship where Captain Flynt actually will spawn, which is better than sometimes being up at the top where he has all that fire to kind of throw at you and can shoot you from long range with the help of his buddies. If you go down and get close to him right away, he won't have quite a chance to go ahead and get his momentum started and get his defense up and everything. You can go ahead and take him out kind of quickly this way. So that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. Luckily, he jumps down fairly quickly for me this time. Sometimes he'll stand up on his little platform, and that can be kind of irritating. I've been playing Borderlands 2 in triple screen recently, and these little cutscenes, these pre-rendered cutscenes, are always only on one screen, and the other screens just turn black, and that's kind of irritating for me. I wish they wouldn't put in pre-rendered cutscenes and just had it act out. But, you know, it's not that big a deal. There are only so many pre-rendered cutscenes. So, I wasn't able to actually strip my shield this time. I didn't get the shield strip from the floor, and I didn't really do it in a timely fashion. So I'm going to have to wait until my next deception to go ahead and try to kill Flynt. Flynt has some modes, like where he's all lit up like this, where he's seemingly just, you know, deflects or doesn't take some of your melee damage. So you have to be a little bit wary of that, and I wait until he's like not really on fire or smashing his hammer down to get a backstab on him usually. Makes him a lot easier to take out. Now there'll be a, you know, couple handfuls of marauders and scavengers that I need to take out. And I don't want to go down to these guys, so I'll play it just a little bit cautiously. Sometimes these ship tiles are really hard for me to strip my shield on, and I don't want to get caught, you know, with my metaphorical pants down in this situation. Obviously, I never play Zero wearing pants. That's one of the big tips that Elbenak will give you on the Gearbox forums, is that you should never play Zero with pants on. And it definitely enables you to play better if, you know, you take his advice. I'd recommend it. So I'll go ahead and use the Norfleet to take out these last few guys with my melee as well. Try to get slag on a couple of these dudes so that the Norfleet will do extra damage to them, obviously. Slag's very important at Ultimate Vault Hunter mode, especially overpower level 8, where enemies have really high damage reduction as well. Sometimes the little mini-map will show that there's still 2 enemies present. That's because I actually skipped all those enemies at the lower level. You'll see that Claptrap's actually coming down the ship now, and we'll be heading on, hopefully, towards Sanctuary eventually. I thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate it. If you haven't yet, please take the time to subscribe. I'd appreciate that as well. I have plenty of other Borderlands 2 content up, and you'll be able to see, you know, the continuation of this series, hopefully, in the future as well. I'll be sure to show you my gear and skill build once more at the end of this video, just in case you don't want to go back to the front of the video to see that. But basically I am using a Melee Zer0 build with a Rapier, Grog Nozzle, Hide of Terramorphous, Legendary Ninja class mod, and a Bone of the Ancients. My auxiliary weapons include a Slag Pimpernel and a Norfleet. Once again guys, I thank you very much for watching, and I hope to catch you next time. Bye guys.